Guys, welcome to Junkies. This is Melissa Natu. I'm Johnny Nelson. And we are film journalists of sorts. We've interviewed pretty much everybody on screen.
Just about. We're making our way through them.
Yeah, over the last 10 years or so, working as film journalists. We make TV bulletins. We put out interviews online. We do all of this stuff. So naturally, we decided to start a podcast.
Today we're going to be talking about Rivals, Disney Plus's hit show, which is back for a second season. We're also going to be chatting about the Odyssey, which is coming up this summer. Big blockbuster that it is. And maybe take a look at one of our biggest interviews that's ever happened. But first, let's talk Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day, yes. This is
from
one
Spielberg.
of the Mr. Steven Spielberg. Please,
Apologies.
full name him. This is one of the most anticipated movies of the year. I mean, along with the Odyssey, along with, I guess, Spider-Man, Avengers. I can't really think of another.
It's a big year for film.
Every year's a big year for film. They always say that, don't they? But it's a really big year for film. And you don't get much bigger than a blockbuster from either Christopher Nolan or Mr. Spielberg himself.
And
this
there's
is
some great names in this.
Yeah, really good names.
Emily Blunt.
Josh O'Connor, one of the It Boys of 2026.
Who else have we got?
You've got Colin Firth, one of the It Boys of 1996.
Any other It Boys? Wyatt Russell?
Wyatt Russell, yeah, he's a bit of an It Boy. I guess he's It Boy adjacent, who's Kurt Russell's son, who did well in Thunderbolts, in Monarch, and he was really good in 21 Jump Street too.
Okay, and It Girl, Eve Hewson, Bono's daughter.
Is she actually Bono's daughter?
Yeah.
She does look like Bono.
Well, funnily enough, that makes her Bono's daughter.
Right.
And she's really good. I don't know if you ever watched Behind Her Eyes on Netflix. Great series.
She is in a couple of things that I wasn't a big fan of. I think she was in that TV show with Nicole Kidman.
Yes, The Perfect Couple.
Yeah, that was an imperfect show. And she was in something I really liked with George Clooney and Adam Sandler. It's called J. Kelly. Yes, I didn't even have to look that up. J. Kelly. Thank you, brain. That was good. She had a little role in that.
Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day.
You have an inkling that it could be a follow-up film, right?
Yes. So some backstory if you're not familiar with the movie. It seems to be about aliens kind of influence on the Earth. It's about Josh O'Connor uncovering a kind of conspiracy that there is some extraterrestrial control on various leadership around the world, etc., etc. And it's the first sci-fi, I think, Spielberg has done for a little while. And there are elements, to me, and some of the chatter online, that feels kind of Close Encounters-y.
So you think it could be a sequel?
I think I'm not going to rule out the possibility, that's all I'm saying, if it turned out to be Close Encounters was like, we make contact, and then Disclosure Day is, contact never went away, and they are all up in our business. I'm probably way off, but that was just the feeling I got.
Have you ever spoken to any of the stars that were in the film?
I don't think I have.
You're not?
There's sometimes I forget, especially red carpet stuff that we've done over the years. You forget who you've interviewed, and you might Google that person, and an interview comes up, and you're like, "Oh, I did meet them." But as far as I can remember, I don't think I've met Josh O'Connor. I don't think I've met Emily Blunt.
You've never interviewed Emily Blunt?
No, everyone's interviewed.
I've
Emily
interviewed
Blunt.
her multiple times over the past 10 years. I think she's sick of the sight of me. She is a joy in junkets. Like, she is someone who brings personality and fun, but also when it's serious, like I did her for Oppenheimer. So that was a very different kind of interview. I think I had her paired with Cillian Murphy. So, the vibe is going to be very different to that.
Yeah. She's there to bring him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I spoke to her for The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling. That's probably the best pairing that I've had her with. They just bashed off each other so well.
Because they're both uppers. They're both personalities, I think. Ryan Gosling is one of the most charming men on earth. That's why he's got where he is, I think.
But it's one of those ones where you can kind of go in and you'll just get great answers. And you can kind of talk about stuff that you didn't even want to talk. I went and spoke to them about breakfast.
Ryan told me he was displeased with me this morning because I had been saying he was wrong.
I said something to you privately, and you brought it into...
Because I knew I had a soft place to land with my fellow Brits.
You have like a home court advantage here, and you really took advantage of that.
He was knocking the British breakfast, and I was like, let's roll.
She did it again.
I see her face.
See, and now...
I know, and now he's going to be displeased again. I felt I just won him back, and now I just threw myself under the bus.
I didn't think you could turn me against him, but...
What's that? Here we go.
I didn't... But what? Ryan! Jeez. Fine, I'll move on, because, that would just make me angry.
But I agree with you about...
Now she's angry.
Yeah. I do agree with you about the egg curds, and I don't like black pudding. I do not like that.
That's fair.
Because it's made of blood, and we don't need that.
Do you want to get back?
I think there could be a more specific egg here. That's all I'm saying, okay? I feel it's a bit of a French egg. That's all I'm saying.
Guys, it's a frag, and he's not into them.
The beans, I'll give you.
The baked beans
I like the baked beans.
Yes. You see her reaction.
Love.
I just think it's not... You put it next to a French egg.
I know. You should never have bought this.
That's all I'm saying.
Look what happened. It just, opened it up again. Opened up a can of beans.
They were great together, but she is just a gem of a human being. Like, she just brings what you want in an interview.
I love a good Hollywood couple. Like the ones that you actually get on board with. And she chose a good partner in John Krasinski. A very popular guy, very charming, nice guy who does really good work. When you see people like that together, you think that's the world making sense, I think.
I like the red carpet pictures where you see the husbands looking at their wives on the red carpet with love, because it makes me feel something.
It makes me... Where does it make me feel?
It restores my faith in love.
And in the fact that a big Hollywood A-lister might one day sweep you off your little feet.
We're still waiting.
Has Scott Eastwood not found your number yet? Is that an anecdote for another day?
Not everyone knows this story yet,
I think we could share that story, can't we?
Is this a time for the story?
I mean, I think we could say it
I don't think he's got any projects coming up, so you probably never talk about it any other time.
And that gives you a better chance. Every passing year that his career doesn't explode the way he might have expected. That was just a particular interview years ago that I think you liked a piece of Scott Eastwood, so you tried to woo him with baked goods.
Yeah, Pacific Rim 2.
Sounds like a dirty movie.
Oh, hi. Melissa!
You're on the last one. Hello again.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Mwah. Ooh, pleasure. You brought me gifts?
And I brought cake.
This is unbelievable. What? You trying to destroy me?
It's John's birthday tomorrow, and I brought him cake, and yours is next week, so it's only fair.
Should we open it?
It's just a plain... We're not going to eat it now, but you can just keep it for later. There was a reason for cake, but I just fancied Scott Eastwood, and so I took him cake as well.
You're like, John, you can have the cake, but Scott can have my number.
And I wrote down my number, and I slid it under the cake, but he left the room and didn't take the cake.
He might be like gluten intolerant or something. There's
Sure.
a thousand different reasons why that didn't work out.
This story follows me around, by the way, and it comes up like I was doing an interview for Finding Emily not too long
Emily
ago.
Blunt? Because it sounds like you found her loads.
The new Spike Fern and Anne Gallery Rice rom-com.
Yes.
And I was asking them about the most extreme thing that they have done to win over a crush.
Yeah, of course.
And I mentioned that I'd given a cake.
You didn't give them the name, though, did you, at the time?
I didn't.
No. They'll have to listen to this podcast to find out.
I'm always just teeing up our podcast. So
on the point you made about these kind of leading men staring lovingly at their partner, I think they're Hollywood's favourite couple.
Hold on a second. You said you haven't interviewed anyone from this film. Haven't you interviewed Spielberg?
Funny you should mention that, Mel. I have interviewed Steven Spielberg.
Even I haven't interviewed Spielberg, and I've interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah, I did. I mean, his people got in contact with my people, and they were like, this guy, this fabulous guy, has got something about him. No, I don't know where you were. You might have been on holiday. A lot of time Mel gets first dibs on these, but I was in a real purple patch at that moment in time. I think it was during lockdown. Because sadly it wasn't in person, it was via Zoom.
Right.
So my lasting memory of that, I think for his remake of, I wanted to say Grease then, but
West
it's West Side
Story.
Story. Same diff. Look at me sounding so dismissive about this movie that he made. And yeah, we had a Zoom chat. All my lasting memory was the fact that in the first at least 30 seconds of that, my mic failed. And I used to film Zoom chats on my phone, and I had my phone turned a certain way. But sometimes when the Zoom like reset, it would be the wrong framing. So he would see like me as like a little like portrait box on his computer. And you have to kind of reset the whole thing. And whilst I was doing that, I'm replugging my mic in. I'm there trying to say, "Oh, Mr. Spielberg, I'm such a fan of your work. It's really influenced my life. Thank you so much for the stories," or whatever crap
Did
that
you
was coming.
fanboy over Spielberg?
I got Steven bloody Spielberg. You're not got a fanboy, Steven Spielberg. So I did. I glazed him, as the kids say these days. And then I had to kind of like get back on the horse. And don't worry, I cut it all out the interview, so you'll never see it online. But the rest of it, I think, holds up.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a nice little chat. I looked like I've whitened my teeth for the interview, and I look a little bit like a character from The Only Way is Essex. But if you can ignore that, it's a very wholesome chat.
I could have really used you when I interviewed the Superman cast, because they asked me what glazing means, and I had no idea. I'd only heard about double glazing. And you've just used it then in the context that I believe they wanted to know. And I had no idea.
You know, the only reason I know the term glazing
Why?
is because Amy Poehler mentions glazing in her podcast. So I feel I've got like a good... My reasoning for understanding the kids is because somebody from an older generation than me has understood the kids and then translated it through to me, and that's the only reason I'm familiar with it.
Next episode's 6-7.
But going back to the Spielberg interview, the one thing that I remember from that, beyond my own cringing shame, was we were talking about choice and like proliferation of choice, and how when we grew up, we only had a few channels on TV unless you were wealthy and you had Sky. And it's not that everyone who had Sky was wealthy, but there was some judgment there. And we kind of watched everything that was on. So you watched stuff that was made 30 years earlier because it would be on at 8 p.m. on a Saturday night. Only Fools and Horses and Dad's Army and all this kind of stuff. And I asked him whether he felt envious of generations today that they had all this access to everything and all his movies and the stuff that came before, or whether he felt like they were missing out on something.
Growing up in Arizona, we had 3 networks and 1 local station, and the local station was the only station that played movies called $1 Million movies, starting usually at 10 o'clock at night. And so we were captured audiences. We watched what they presented to us. We saw what they gave us. But today, there's no excuse not to be able to just inundate yourself with so much popular culture and so much classic culture. They have such a plethora of choice and I think one of the sad things is social media kind of doesn't give you that 2-hour opportunity to go see an old movie that might change your life, because the young people today, my kids, my grandkids, are so involved in the immediacy of news information and also being able to broadcast who they are to their communities.
What do you think? Do you agree with him? Like, do you think that there's no excuse now because there's so much, we have access to so much, that there's no excuse not to watch all the old movies and watch all the new and connect and understand with the world in a way that you couldn't have done when you were like 10?
Too much now, though. There's too much. Like when we were growing up, like you say, they were limited to channels. Like I didn't have Sky, and so we had 4 channels, then 5, maybe.
Not posh.
And so yeah, like I watched a lot of the older stuff, but now trying to keep up with things, absolutely no way. And even more so doing what we do, we are constantly having to watch something else, and I barely get to finish the 1 or 2 episodes that I've started or something. Like there is too much. It's not a case of there's no excuse. Like there's not enough time.
I think if you were Steven Spielberg and as kind of hyper vigilant as I'm sure he is, who like obsessively will watch loads and loads of things and connect with loads of different things and different sorts of art forms and whatnot, I think then the world is your toy store in a way. But I think for other people, we don't have that connection anymore with like older generations. Like I could watch Dad's Army and like my granddad would have watched Dad's Army and we both would have felt similar things about it, whereas nowadays it's just not there. You're not going to go out and find something that came out 30 years ago unless like there's a big successful reboot of it.
You got to speak to one of your heroes, and I, back in the day, got to speak to 2 of mine.
How long ago was this in terms of back in the day?
10 years ago this year.
No.
One of my biggest
10 years
interviews today. I say heroes. They're not necessarily my heroes, but they're 2 great guys together, Kevin Hart and The Rock, is one of my most viral interviews that I have ever done.
This was when they were paired up for Central Intelligence.
Yes.
A surprisingly good movie. I
It
think.
was. It was a great film.
Yeah.
But it was just one of those ones where they were in a silly mood. And again, one of these times where I have interviewed Kevin Hart so many times. So I walked in, he gave me a hug. and from the off, you just know you're going to have good vibes. Not every actor, when you go into these interviews, is up for like doing something.
Some people are naturally more disposed to being interviewed in general, and it doesn't always mean they're like bad people or good people or friendly or unfriendly. It's just sort of...
but I think I said to them when I'd walked in that room, I was like, "You guys up for a bit of role play?" And they were like,
"Put it in your hands."
Yeah, and so we had this moment, which at the time, as with a lot of these interviews, you do them and then they're embargoed for like a week, 2 weeks.
Embargo means, if you're not familiar with the terminology, you're not allowed to use it.
Exactly. Can't be seen anywhere, can't talk about it. And so you're just sitting on this footage for a while. And then it comes out and you have no idea. And then you put it online and it just blows up. So,
I'm Kevin Hart, high school right now, 17 years old.
Okay.
And I'm a DJ.
There you go.
Okay, go on.
What would you like to be when you grow up?
If I could be a fireman, that would be cool.
For me, that's me.
I would love to be a fireman. Are you going to eat that pudding?
Pudding. Well, okay.
Dwayne, you
Me?
could come back with something strong.
Yeah, okay. I'm Kevin Hart, right? Right, in high school. Okay, yeah. Hey, everybody, hey, girl. Hey, girl. No, she ain't hear me. She ain't hear me. No, he ain't seen me. Come on. Oh, come on. Hey, Miss Johnson. Yeah, I'm gonna do good on that test.
Like, surely when you're sat there and listening to them, you're like, this is gold. This is all I need.
I mean, I found it funny in the moment, but comedy is a very personal thing in a way, in like we've all got a different sense of humour. So what I find funny, you might not find funny. And this has just turned out to be one of those universally funny things. I honestly had no idea.
It was the peak of their friendship as well, kind of on screen and off. They're still very close now as far as we can tell. They're doing a new Jumanji movie, the third Jumanji movie. It seemed like they got each other so well from those impressions.
Well, Dwayne got Kevin very well.
Oh, I meant more kind of the humour. I think they kind of understood each other. Some celebrity pairings, you can kind of see them feeling each other out in real time because they do get together for movies and press junkets, and it's like sometimes like a forced friendship, forced bants. But these two just seems like they were completely on the same wavelength.
Yeah, they're definitely not rivals.
What a lovely segue. What an incredible segue.
I'm a professional.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Hello, Johnny.
Yeah, another thing we wanted to talk about today was the continued success of Raunchy Rivals over on Disney+.
It's back for season 2. We've had a few episodes dropping. They're still dropping as we speak. How much of the new season have you watched?
I've only managed to see maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay, I've watched two episodes of the new season.
So I did the junket for it and interviewed most of the cast. I didn't do the press stuff for the first season, and I didn't watch it for a few months into its success. And then I just gave it a go one day, and it is addictive television. You don't have to be the key demographic to enjoy this show. It's like, it's interesting, it's hilarious, it's kind of warm and bombastic, and it's great escapist TV. It's quite nostalgic because it's set in the 1980s. very, very, very British. And some really, really good actors in it as well, like David Tennant, Danny Dyer, and Aidan Turner. I just think it's one of the biggest surprise hits for me over the last 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, I actually went to the season 1 premiere of it, so I watched a couple of episodes then, and then I just didn't end up watching it until literally a few weeks ago because I was then invited to the season 2 premiere. And
you didn't want any awkward conversations with David Tennant while you're down there,
which is good because actually I went to a brunch for just before the BAFTAs with Apple, and I ran into Alex Hassel just outside while I was changing from my trainers into my high heels.
What was he? Because I've interviewed him now.
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
He was waiting for his wife, who hadn't arrived yet, and I was waiting for my friend as well. And so we were both sitting down outside the venue, and someone came up and asked him for a selfie. And then he
slapped the phone out of their hand.
He was very obliging. He was like,
milkshake.
of course. And he took the picture.
I'm glad to see, when you see somebody have a bit of a breakthrough and you go, oh, he's been around for a little bit.
What had he done before, by the way?
So he's done quite small parts, but usually quite impactful parts in various different things. I remember he was in a movie a couple of years ago called A Young Woman and the Sea, which was...
Oh, I remember that.
Which was Daisy Ridley, and that was a quite good little movie. He plays like an American radio host on there. And then I rewatched the start of The Boys recently, and I forgot that he plays one of the soups that gets killed early on in The Boys. And again, he's a very kind of gruff American accent, and he's been in that new movie in prison that I think you did the junket for, maybe. Wasteman. He's in Wasteman, and apparently he's very, very sinister in that. I think he's kind of an actor who's proven his salt over the years and then has finally been thrust as the lead of this massive, massive show, and he's really flown.
God, honestly, I think I have face blindness sometimes because until you're mentioning Wasteman now, and I'm like, wow, yeah, he was. But when I watched it, and that film is incredible, by the way, it's such a great film, completely didn't register in my brain that was Alex, who is in Rivals. He is such a striking man as well, particularly in Rivals. I don't know if that's just because of the character that he plays, but every single one of those guys in there, from David Tennant, Danny Dyer, all of them are so impressive. Every single one of them has a screen presence in that show.
And we talk about the girls as well. Catherine Parkinson, who's brilliant in this.
Phenomenal.
Her and Danny Dyer, their kind of forlorn love story has almost overshadowed some of the main love stories within it. BAFTA winning. Yes, correct. Bella McLean, who's a young up-and-comer who plays one of the leads of the daughter of Aidan Turner, Taggy, who gets together with Alex Hassel in this. She's brilliant in it.
Spoiler.
Well, their romance, I think, is heavily suggested in the trailers. But yeah, across the board, you rarely get an ensemble cast that's as in tune as this. And I think it's just the most... I think it's one of the most blue chip sort of shows. That and Slow Horses are one of the most blue chip shows coming out of the UK at the moment, and I'm hoping it runs for years. I interviewed a bunch of these guys, and I asked them how raunchy can we expect season 2? Are we talking more or less rumpy pumpy than series 1?
More.
Good Lord.
Is there more, or is it just that we have more episodes though? Is the per capita per episode, is there the same amount of sex that there was? Because there was already a lot of sex. I'm not going to say too much, I wouldn't say that. But I know we definitely shot more. But I'm just thinking because the show, there's an extra 4 episodes this time around. It was 8 in the first series. We have 12 now. So we get to sort of delve into the characters and their lives a little bit more with a bit more detail. And... by definition of that, you're going to see them between the sheets a bit more, aren't you?
My favourite thing from that junket, of course, was actually meeting Victoria Smurfit, who plays the wife of Aidan Turner in that, because she was in Ballicus Angel.
Oh my God, you and your references to...
Did you not watch Ballicus Angel?
Yes, I did. But it's just not something that I think to talk about as often as you bring these up in your junkets.
I'm here for the people out there who are like, why are they not mentioning Ballicus Angel? She was in it in season 4. I'm here for you guys.
I'm sure she appreciated it very much. You know what? Before we go, let's just touch on one of the biggest films that's going to be coming out later this year, which is...
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/small business.
The Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
And we're really hoping that we're going to get to chat to some of the cast.
Yes.
But the way that the industry is moving right now does mean that we are fighting for these slots with them constantly. I would like to play a little game with you, Jonny, and see who do you think we're going to get access to at the junket. And in a few weeks, we will revisit this and see if we have actually got access to anyone.
Okay. Do you have... I mean, I've got some names off the top of my head.
Let's see who we would like and who we think we might get.
Okay. Christopher Nolan.
Oh, I don't think.
You don't think? I'd like to think that we still have Paul with directors.
But he's one of the big ones.
That's true.
I have interviewed him once. I interviewed him for Dunkirk.
I've never interviewed him. I've already backseat. Do people say backseat anymore? I used to say backseat. It's like shotgun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No.
I've already shotgunned Christopher Nolan.
You have, but
you confidently don't think we'll get him.
I don't know. When I interviewed him, I called him Chris, and then the internet came for me because I should have addressed him as Christopher.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, show some respect.
I know, I'm sorry. It'll be Mr. Nolan.
Mr. Nolan, sir. Is he a sir yet? Or is it like an MBE, an OBE?
I can't remember.
Find out his official title, and that's what I want.
Okay.
No, that's what I'll be saying, because I'll be interviewing him.
Okay.
Matt Damon.
I think we could get Matt Damon.
I'd like to think we could get Matt Damon. He is the lead of the film.
Yeah.
So we can't forget that. Like, I would say we would usually get Cillian Murphy there. Cillian Murphy. But then, did we get him for Oppenheimer?
Yes. I had him with Emily Blunt.
Okay, we're getting
As
Matt
we
Damon.
just discussed.
We're getting that's a good point. We're getting Matt Damon. We're getting Damon.
I really hope to get Tom and Zendaya because I have a great relationship with them.
Will they put them together?
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah, a bit OTT, isn't it?
Yeah, this isn't Spider-Man.
Do you think you'll actually get him this time, though? Then again, he's not the lead of the film. There's a certain element of just being happy to be there because it's a big kind of step in his career to do something like this. I will go a maybe. I'm saying no for Zendaya. I'm saying maybe Tom.
I think she's got too big.
Yeah, she's too big.
Robert Pattinson.
For this, yes. I think there's a good chance we won't get Batman. There's a good chance no one's getting Batman because that film just seems to be delayed for year on year. I think for this we'll get R. Pats.
Yeah. Okay.
People still call him R. Pats?
Not so much, but occasionally we do.
We'll
bring it back.
Yeah, let's bring that back. If we can bring back everything from 10 years ago, I'll feel a lot better and younger. Who else?
Who else is in the film?
Anne Hathaway.
No.
You don't think we'll get her?
I don't think
Even though she's not, big character, but not massive. I suppose it is. It's a very important character.
We didn't get her for Devil Wears Prada. We didn't get anyone for Devil Wears Prada.
She's the lead of Devil Wears Prada, though. This is, I think sometimes when you're not top billing, I hope we get her. I've interviewed her twice, and she was lovely both times. She has a son called Jonathan, so is he named after me? We don't know. We've got no clarification yet. I interviewed her with Robert De Niro years back, and she was very much the Emily Blunt character in that interview. She kind of tried to keep it light. I actually beat them in a staring competition. But I decided to do a staring competition, but for some reason I called it a blink-off, and I've never really been able to understand why I did that.
Back in the day, we did some things, didn't we?
Because we had the access.
I feel like yes to Matt Damon.
Okay, yes to Damon.
Yes to Robert Pattinson.
Yep.
Yes to Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah, we'll get Lupita. Okay, a big one, because it's been in the press recently. MAGA have really got their back up with the casting of Elliot Page.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because we don't know who the character is, but there are rumours that they are playing Achilles.
Ooh.
Now, backstory for people who like Greek mythology. By the time of the Odyssey, Achilles is already dead, unless it's in a flashback. Achilles was made famous on screen, played by Brad Pitt in Troy, was known as the greatest warrior who ever lived. who defeated Hector, who was another great warrior who lived in Troy. And then by the time of the Odyssey, Achilles is meant to appear as like a spirit to Odysseus to advise him on his long, perilous journey. But of course, there are certain members of society which will think Elliot Page, a diminutive actor, can they really play the greatest warrior who ever lived? Would that be believable?
I mean, Elliot is, from what I've seen in the past, and I have spoken to them in the past, I think for the Umbrella Academy back in the day. But they're a great actor.
Yeah, that is true. Juno, great movie.
Yeah. But I feel there's range there that we probably haven't seen, and that's people are just basing it on stuff, like you say, like Juno. Sure, you wouldn't have pictured them for Achilles. I think it would be genius casting.
I think the character would have to be different, unless it was a heavily CGI'd. You know, it's got Elliot Page's head and then The Rock's body, which I'm all for that. That would be hilarious. That would be not unlike the Rock when he played the Scorpion King, but hopefully better CGI. I think you could do something like that, or it could just be a very different take on the character should they be playing Achilles. This is all just hearsay at the moment. That could all be nonsense, and we've seen this. We saw this happen with the Lord of the Rings movie. Leo Woodall, everyone was saying, oh, he can't be playing Aragorn or Strider, and it turned out it was a completely different character. Yeah. It could be something like that.
But in Nolan we trust.
There are very few people out there from either side of the kind of the cultural or political divide that hasn't enjoyed Christopher Nolan movies. And usually when he makes a big swing, it's a swing in the right direction. So I wouldn't get our knickers in the twist quite so early. Well,
we'll revisit this in a few weeks, in July, I think, when we
get the email through to say you're interviewing. No, we've got the first boy. Is that something? Some other techie.
We will see. Until then, we will be back next week with a new episode. So make sure you join us then for Chunkies, and don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.